I've heard him for D Rose and other picks or something.
That'll be a good
I've
play.
heard him for Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie won't be in Brooklyn anymore.
I can see that though, because Kyrie's not really going to want that.
And I don't think him and LeVert and Kyrie and KD would be able to work next year.
It's going to be tough.
Right now, Lakers are feeling all kind of offers for Kuzma.
Hey, but I like the Rose situation because the point guard, they could use that.
Yeah, especially with Rondo being out so much. But you got to think about it. Do D Rose give you what Rondo gives you on the other end of the floor when he plays the defense?
Right. Well,
so they're going to need that in the playoffs.
It's a switch off either way. But my thing with the D Rose scenario is it's not as easy as people think. Like people looking at him how he's playing in Detroit, and like, oh, plug him in here, put him with.
It's not going to work like that.
D Rose himself is more complicated than that. If he has to be sold on whatever the scenario is, and he has to be all in on wherever. If he's not, I don't see it being a good situation if it's not somewhere that he signs off on and has a desire to be at. If it's not one of those teams, they don't need to go get him.
That's a good point because LeBron is a ball dominant player too. He's leading the league in assists, so that might factor in.
Yeah, but the only reason I say he go there is because he lived there now. D Rose lives in LA.
He lives in LA.
He lives in LA, but you're right. He's got his swagger back, but LA wouldn't be a good team for you. I don't think LA would trade for him because the simple fact is that LeBron does dominate the basketball. And when he gets in the game, he got to dominate the ball like he's doing with Detroit right now. And he's got to feel comfortable. And I wouldn't go to a situation where I'm going to be the third and the fourth leg anyway now. He's got his swagger back, stay where he's at. Try to build up on what he can do with Detroit, see what Detroit's going to do with all this, and if they're going to build around him. Because if they get rid of Drummond, I don't think Blake Griffin is coming back the way he's supposed to come back. And then that's when because D Rose is playing out of his mind right now.
A lot of the younger players on the team were very caught off guard by the Anthony Davis trade rumors. How did that affect the team?
I think it's just a certain point where, for us, it's our first time. It was our first time really just being, in trade rumors, in the league. We're coming into the league. We have our first year. It's about development. And then, you're on trade block, it kind of just happens. And, for us, it was just new. That's obviously the business. But, you never really know what it's like or what you're going to tend to do until you're, kind of in that mix. So.
I remember going to a game and seeing, not necessarily you, but there was a bit of maybe a few days after the rumors began, there was this lackluster approach, almost a daze.
Yeah.
How does someone deal with that now that you've experienced that? It'll happen because it's the nature of the business. How do you deal with that now?
I think that was like a key moment, in my career so far. I believe that I learned so much from that more than anything. I feel like, nothing can kind of really faze me in a sense, going through something like that, your first time, and you're in LA, like, it was so scrutinized. So for me, it's like, I kind of been there, done that. So like nothing can kind of really just faze me in a sense, because I know if I can get through something like that and build on it, it's going to be good for me.
As a young player, how difficult is it playing in Los Angeles for the Lakers? It's a different mentality I believe you have to have if you're going to stay here and thrive.
No, for sure. Not everybody can be cut out to be a Laker. It's a little bit, harder than any other team because of all the scrutiny and, being a Laker. But, for me, I think that, I've always been ready for it, from the day I kind of got here, just put my hard hat on and going to work. So, it's definitely not for everybody, but, you have to be mentally at a level to, capacitate at it.
So you say you put your hard hat on and you went to work, clearly, because you were pretty much the only holdover. So they get they ship out all your friends.
Yep.
I used to call you guys the light skin crew. I don't know why they did that to y'all. Y'all was my favorites. We're going to take that part out. Meanwhile, so they ship out Lonzo. You and he were very close. Josh, Brandon Ingram, people that you really shared a lot of time with in the locker room, and they keep you. How does that make you feel?
It motivates me. It motivates me for sure. you know, to have an organization that kind of, you know, trusts you and believes in you, you know, for me, that just motivates me more to, you know, get it done. Not only for what I want to do in my career, but, you know, for the organization because, you know, they think highly of me. So, you know, for me, I'm ready for it all.
Were you surprised that you were the holdover?
Surprised? No, not necessarily surprised, but, you know, you can't really trade everybody, so it kind of would have been tough. So it's whatever.
So you guys get Anthony Davis. Your first reaction?
Well, I was actually asleep when it happened, so my manager, he ran in my room, him over there. He ran into the room. We were in China. It was like 3:30 in the morning over there. And ran and started knocking and jumping on me like trying to sleep. But, you know, once I woke up, it was, you know, kind of sad at one point because, you know, obviously you lose your teammates, you know, the people you kind of grew with, came into the league with. But, you know, the second thought, you know, you got Anthony Davis, and, you know, he's one of the best players in the league, you know, Hall of Famer, you know, obviously. So, you know, playing with another great player, that's, you know, I can't ask for much. So
I've seen pictures of you and LeBron hanging out, working out together. What type of conversation do you have heading into this season?
You know, that dude's ready. He's ready. You know, I think this year, this off season, you know, you see just people, you know, slandering his name and saying this about him, saying that. But you know, he's been super motivated this off season. You know, working, you know, between, you know, shooting movies and, you know, he's in the gym. He's in the gym early, night, whatever. So, you know, just being locked in. You know, that's the biggest thing, talking about being ready for it all. So,
being locked in is key because now the Lakers have to share the Staples Center with the Clippers. Nothing new, but there's this buzz surrounding Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. So, when you hear of that signing, what is your reaction?
It's super exciting. You know, this is one of the best years in the league. You know, the league's gonna have in past years. You know, everything is kind of opened up. You know, and, you know, LA is the center of the basketball attention. You know, having the Clippers with Kawhi and Paul come there, and then obviously what we have here, you know, it's just going to be set up for, you know, some great battles. So.
Were you like, oh man, I'm nervous, I'm concerned?
No, not at all.
You were like, we got this.
I mean, I love competition. I love competition. You know, playing against great players, you know, that's, you know, kind of what I like to do, but I'm not scared. I mean, we got some players here too, so. What players do the Lakers have
that can compete, you think?
Anthony,
that LeBron guy?
And LeBron.
Yeah, I heard, okay.
Yeah, those guys.
Those guys. I think they'll be, and you.
Yeah, me too.
How do you like your roster overall? Like, if you look at it, how do you like your roster?
You know, I like what we did. You know, we did a great job. Kudos to Rob and Jeannie, you know, for putting that team together. And, you know, I think we're super versatile. You know, we can go big. You know, we have perimeter defense. We have shooting. You know, we're versatile on defense and offense too. So, you know, I think they did a amazing job doing it.
Last question. I saw the other day that James Harden said he had created a new move, added it to his repertoire. What did you add to your offensive and defensive repertoire as we have to look forward to the season?
My shooting. That's the biggest thing. I didn't really shoot the ball well last year, like I wanted to. But this year, you know, I kind of always had moves, but I didn't really know how to, you know, shoot out of those moves. So just learning those techniques, and, you know, it should be fun next year.
Championship?
We'll see. We gotta make the playoffs first.
Playoffs.
Gotta make the playoffs.
That's all we gotta do.
Hey, you talk about falling all the time. You will look at a game and just evaluate the potential for you to fall, and then just be like, no, I'm gonna sit this one out.
Correct. Now, you just saw that play.
Yep.
Okay. Now, that was actually the best case scenario. As crazy as it sounds. He didn't hit his shoulder.
Break a wrist.
He didn't hit his elbow. He didn't fall on his wrist. He didn't fall directly on his knee. He didn't twist his leg when he fell based on the impact.
Though.
That's as clean as that could have been. Because if that right foot catch any before he hits the ground, he also tears up his knee.
His knee, that's a good point.
And so I felt actually happy for them that this was the scenario because it's a back bruise. It's not a spine injury. He's going to miss some games. But the key person that this is going to impact is Kyle Kuzma.
Oh.
Because when you hear your name in trade rumors, that works two ways. Take it for somebody who's been traded a couple of times. And actually, a couple of those times, I was happy when I got traded. It ain't always a bad thing. He now gets to play his value for the Lakers to potentially shop him and for him to be ready to go ball somewhere else.
Yeah, well, even if he stays on the Lakers, it'll be nice for him to just put up a couple 30-point games. You know, maybe get in the starting lineup. That's interesting. Good read on that one, Jalen Rose. And then there's also some other AD news, and it's not that unexpected, but it's still noteworthy. He was offered a max contract from
I'll
the
take it.
Lakers.
Oh, he ain't a free agent yet.
No,
It's an extension. Oh,
he declined.
oh, got it. Makes sense.
He declined.
Makes
And
sense.
he said he's going to enter free agency. Now, with all of the assets that the Lakers did, traded to bring him in, with him being a Clutch Sports client, it really seems like he's going to re-sign with the Lakers. So why not just get it done?
You love this sport so much that you prayed to a Larry Bird poster every day before you hooped. Okay, I felt the same way about Magic Johnson. I sat with an agent one time in my life. I was like, I'd rather be a free agent. I tested free agency to try to get the max, and it worked. You don't think he gonna do it?
Well, he's going to get the max. He's going to get the max. I feel like, to me, it might be just a play to sort of like let the organization know that I'm not committing to you until I have to.
No. What I just said went over your head. Instead of me signing an extension, I tested free agency so that I could get the max. When you're Anthony Davis, that's the difference between signing 4 years and having this year. That's why the word extension is up there. Versus a clean slate in 5 years, and we could go over $200 million. Oh, and by the way, you got to keep your options open in case anything happens. LeBron is in his 17th year. You do see him playing at a high level. You do want to continue to be in purple and gold, but you know what else you see? You remember the day that he was wearing that headband earlier in the year. You told him, it's affecting your hair.
You keep bringing this up.
It's affecting you, dog. And he stopped wearing it. And post-game, I saw him yesterday interviewing the court. He's like, I'm going to put this towel on. I'm going to keep it crisp. Post-game, I'm going to rock a hat. So AD knows that he's playing with a gentleman also in his mid-30s, is my point.
Okay.
And so you want to make sure this thing plays out and he's healthy, you're healthy, then you get your 5-year deal in the offseason.
I think that's fair. Well, moving on. The Grizzlies beat the Timberwolves last night, which is